All right, Nick, explain yourself. What's going on here?
What's going on here? We're about 2 weeks away from opening here in Brookvale, and I'm about to give Dane, an old friend, a taste of bucketies. That's it, man. So it's obviously a brewery, but it's a bar as well. So give that a go. That's the lager. It's been pretty popular. It's like a Japanese style. Yeah.
Really good.
No pressure.
Yeah. No, that's really good, mate.
Take two.
Give it a bit of a turn. All right, let me take you on a forest of stainless steel. Squeeze through the scaffold. All right, so barley out of the grist case drops into the mash tun. Mash tun is where the barley is basically soaked in warm water to get the sugars out. So it gets like a really sweet flavour. Into the kettle. The kettle's where it gets boiled to get rid of the chemicals called
So boiling gets rid of DMS, not dioxin.
dust. Oh shit.
DMS.
We'll just have to cut that bit out. I'm getting educated by a brewer. This is Tony, he's our head brewer. He's the guy that actually makes the beer.
Take two.
To get rid of the chemicals called
DMS.
It essentially gets rid of all the bad that tastes bad. Once it's in there, it goes for about an hour in there, and then after that, goes over to the whirlpool. So the whirlpool's kind of like a filtration process. Is exactly what it sounds like. And then at the end of the whirlpool, sucks all of the gunk and stuff out of the bottom of the tank. In the middle of this process, you're often adding hops at different intervals to give different flavour profiles. And it's all controlled by this very dusty control panel up here. You just push buttons and you say beer now, then it works. So these are the fermenters. So it goes from the whirlpool into one of these bad boys. Comes in here, puts some yeast in, the yeast eats the sugars, turns it to alcohol and CO2. Anywhere from 3 days to up to a month if you're doing a lager, but generally 3 days to 7 days fermentation. And then from there goes into this bad boy called the bright tank. It's called a bright tank because it makes your beer nice and bright. It's kind of like an additional filtration process just to get the last out of the bottom. Also carbonation. Get it carbonated, and then you could do this and drink out of that, and I will be at some point because that's finished beer. So then we go into the cool room. It's a little messy at the moment. Into the keg, into the beer lines, up through the glycol system, into the taps, and into our mouth. We put this huge window in the cool room to really try and give transparency to the whole process. All right, and let me pour one of these bitter bad boys. Look at that, bloody ripper. Oh. It's our Sunday bitter, 3.8%. Tastes like the motherland. Delicious. All right, all the timber at the bar is actually milled from bucketing. It's Marty, our resident carpenter. How old's this, Marty?
Oh, you'd have to count the growth rings to work out the age of this, but this tree's 100 years old.
You reckon it's 100 years old?
Oh yeah, easily. Like, it's an old growth timber that's been milled, laid around the farm for a bit.
Yep.
Did you say it was down for 5 years before you milled it?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's given its life for us.
Yeah, the tree has given its life for you.
Okay, cool.
You know, the forefathers planted this knowing that it was going to be going to a good home where memories are made and lost at the same time.
Where memories are made and lost at the same time.
Yes.
I like that. That's a t-shirt.